Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and I am taking a look at Chile, the first encounter today. Apologies for my pronunciation on that. I do not have a background in Spanish, so I'm just going to pronounce it Chile. And this is a game by Beckoning Cat and the Icehouse, and it is available on PC through Desera for $5. And I believe it is also available on mobile markets, I believe through Google Play as well as iOS. And finally, of course, it is on Greenlight, and I will include a link to that as well as the Desera link so that you can purchase the game if you would like, or if you would just like to show your support for getting the game on Greenlight, you can follow that link and vote for it on Greenlight. But with that being said, I'm just going to jump in, and I think I will just kind of go over the first few levels here. So, I'm just going to start at the beginning and kind of explain what's going on. So, basically this is, it's a story-based game, and it's kind of told through some interesting ways. So there are kind of two parts to the gameplay, and we are seeing those now. So, one part is sort of a kind of in the way of like DDR, where we're going to press the right buttons, although there's no rhythm to it, we just have to do it within a time set. And then there is this part of the game where we are given numbers and we have to reach the goal number within a certain number of actions. So you saw that I just got us there to 15, nice and easy, and that is how these levels will play out. So basically, those are kind of the way that it unfolds through the story, and we just have to do this stuff to kind of advance, do actions, things like that. But most of what's going on here is that we've got Chile's story here, and those are just kind of our tests in each level to kind of progress, I guess is how we would say that. And then we get scores based on how well we did each thing. So I think that the arrow segments are based on how fast you do them, and then these segments are based on how many actions you take. So this, let's see, I will take away the 1/2 and put a ×3, and let's see, I'm going for 55. So maybe I'll just start kind of doing this, then we'll do that, and that'll get us there. And for all of this gameplay, I'm just using the arrows, and then when you want to switch out operators, you just click on the arrow you want to switch it for. So it just uses the mouse as well as the arrow keys. And then as you saw, I was able to pick up some extra operators. You don't keep those through levels, so like now I've got to pick up these new operators so that I can have more to use. Otherwise, we have the basic ×2, have, and then plus or minus 1. Oh, that's no good. So sometimes it will give us math to do as well, and it starts out not being like difficult math. Later on, it gets a little more difficult. So let's see, that gets us to 42, and we'll go like that, and then we will add 10. Yeah, I don't know, there was one in one of the later levels that was like 162 × 9, and I was like, alright, I'm grabbing my calculator. But for the most part, it is not too bad. And then the arrow segments are really easy until later, when what they'll do is they will show it to you and then take it away. So you have to kind of memorize an arrow segment so that you can perform it without being able to just see it there in front of you. But other than that, I mean, the game is not all that difficult. I haven't really had too much of a problem. I've occasionally had to use one of the chili peppers, which as you can see will give us like 10 more actions. But for the most part I haven't found that to be an issue, so maybe we'll add 10, do times 5. Let's see. Let's go like this, and then like that. And that'll get us there. So I mean that's kind of the gameplay in a nutshell. Other aspects of the game, I have really enjoyed the art style and the music. It's got kind of an interesting art style. I think as far as like games go, the only other thing I can think of that kind of looked like this was Tiny and Big and Grandpa's Leftovers. If you've played that game, looked kind of like this. This sort of kind of animation style. But you know, I think it looks really good. I think it is definitely, for the most part, it's pretty unique. I haven't seen it very often, and it's, you know, it's interesting to look at. And then I found the music to be really, really good as well. I haven't really gotten sick of any of the music, and it's kind of got a nice, light, playful quality to it. That was actually the first time in my experience that I found a pepper in the environment, so I think they might be a little bit rare. Alright, 123. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess what I'll do... No, I don't want to do that. I think what I want to do is like add 17s here. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, because okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We've got this thing here which allows us to plus 5. No, that'll be good. I can use that. So I'll go plus 5, and then I'll just have to go minus 1 a few times. Some of it, of course, is going to be based on your luck, because you're not always going to get the same operators. Most of the time they're kind of tailored to the problems that you need to solve, but occasionally you will get a run where you just get operators that are not useful. Alright, so we are 6, so we can do... Oh, whoops, I should pay attention, because you don't always just get... it stops starting at like 1 all the time, so like that one started at 40. So now we've got 6 times 4 times 2, which is 48. Glad all that math is paying off for me. And how do I want to handle this? Sometimes I find it easiest to just kind of jump in and try stuff. It's not always the best, like, I never really find like the optimal paths, so that was really bad. I did bad on both accounts, but that's okay. As far as like what I'm gonna show off, this is probably getting pretty close to where I will stop for today. But I guess the other thing to mention, of course, is just like the story in general, and I saw there was another pepper there, but I don't know if I'll get a chance to grab it. So here's what I'm talking about. And they start off pretty easy like that, but they do get harder. So we need 911. Luckily, I've got 100. So I can go 100, 500. And then what I can do is times that by 2. Subtract 200. Add 100. I'm not going about this in the best way. That's okay.
Hey, wake up.
Alright. There we go. So yeah, I guess like the other thing to mention is just like from a sound perspective, it's kind of weird, but not necessarily bad. I wouldn't say like the voice acting is bad. Sometimes I find Chili to be a little annoying, but I think that's on purpose. I think she's supposed to be a little annoying. I mean, she's like a little girl, and You know, little kids do tend to scream a lot, do things like that.
I gave up with pain.
I think in general the story is pretty good. I've been pretty drawn into what's going on here, and I like the characters. This got me so much, but I know it by heart now because I failed on that like 4 times. But I think this is probably where I will bring this one to a close. Overall, I'm definitely impressed with the game. I like it a lot, and if you know, if this looks like the kind of thing that you would be into, I would definitely recommend checking it out, because you know, I've been having a really good time with it so far. I think it's really good, and I think that it is worth checking out in general. So this is where I'm going to leave it off, though. So as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you would like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked my look at Chile, the First Encounter, then please do consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a lot. And with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.